Good evening, everyone. My name is Karen Mariano, and today I'd like to start off by asking how many of us actually learn how to do taxes, budget our own money, cook basic meals for ourselves, or even change a flat tire in school? Probably not a lot. We spent years learning math, science, and history, which are all very important. But what about life? What about the things that we actually need to know to help take care of ourselves on our daily lives? That's why I'm here today to talk about why learning life skills in school should be required. School should not just help us get ready for tests, it should also help us get ready for life. Today I'll talk about 3 things on why this should happen. First, I'll talk about why life skills matter. Second, I'll talk about what life skills should be taught. And third, what will happen if we do or don't teach these life skills. First, why life skills matter. A lot of students leave school feeling stressed and unprepared for the real world. They know how to write essays, solve math problems, study for an exam, but not many know how to manage their own money, cook, or take care of basic things at home, such as doing laundry and cooking for themselves when they're away to college. A 2023 article from CNBC said that about 70% of students feel unprepared and unsure on how to manage their own money, which is a huge problem. Life skills make a huge difference. They help us feel more confident and prepared. When we know how to budget, cook, solve problems, and handle daily life skills, we feel less stressed and more in control. In my recent questionnaire, I asked how many or how often you guys felt unsure on how to handle basic life situations that we come across. And a lot answered quite often. If schools taught these skills, students would not just be ready for college, but would be ready for life and better know how to handle basic life situations, such as getting a flat tire or knowing when to take your car to the mechanics for an oil change, and just basically everyday situations that we come across. Second, what life skills should be taught in school? First, money management. Students need to know how to budget, save money, file their taxes, and use credit cards the right way. If they don't learn this at an early age, it'll be really easy for them to make big mistakes with money in the future. They could risk messing up their credit scores, which we know is very important if you want to get a car loan or get a mortgage in the future. Credit score is very important, which is why I think money management should be taught in school to help students from making these big mistakes for themselves in the future. Second, cooking and nutrition. Many young adults don't know how to cook simple meals. Teaching them how to cook is very important. It'll help them eat healthier, live healthier lives, keep them from buying fast food every single day or constantly. It also saves them money if they know how to cook for themselves at home. Third, communication and solving problems. Life is full of problems to fix and a lot of people to work with. Students need to know how to work well with others, solve conflicts reasonably, and work well with others, especially when they're starting their new jobs, fresh out of high school, getting their first part-time jobs. They need to know how to work well with others, even if they don't like the person they're working with. Third, basic home and car care. It's very, very useful to know how to fix a flat tire when you're alone and no one is around to help you, or even knowing when to get an oil change. It's also very important because it can cause a lot of problems for our cars when we don't know when to take our cars to the mechanic to get an oil change. Fixing small things at home, taking care of basic chores such as doing dishes or doing laundry, especially when we're away at college. We need to learn how to do these things. These are all very simple things, but very, very important to help us get through life independently. These are all just things that we need to learn how to do in our everyday lives. And lastly, what happens if we do or don't teach these life skills? Let's imagine what could happen if schools start teaching life lessons, life skills. If we do teach life skills, students will graduate feeling ready for the world. They'll know how to take care of themselves, manage their own money, solve problems, communicate well with others, work well with others, with their colleagues, get along with, just random people. And they'll feel more confident starting their young adult lives right after high school. But if we don't start teaching these life skills, students will leave schools still feeling stressed and unprepared for life. They'll feel lost, not knowing what to do. They'll know how to pass tests, but they won't know how to handle basic, simple life tasks. So, what can we do? We can start off by talking to teachers, principals, school leaders about adding life skill courses. We can also support schools and programs that already teach these life skills. We can, help with finance or volunteer, like things like that. We can also talk with our friends and family to help bring attention to this, and hopefully they'll help us as well. In the end, school should teach us more than just facts. It should help us get ready for life. Learning life skills should not be a choice. It should be required for everyone. So let's work together to make this happen so that future students can graduate truly prepared for the real world. And really, isn't that what school is all about? Helping us get ready for life, for the real world? That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening.